On Friday, 26th of May, 3:23 in the afternoon in Australia. Video blog number 35, I think. I'm not sure. I keep losing track. But working through my list of things to cover, I've just going to do a quick little update on what's been happening on the markets, and anyone that's been watching has finally seen Bitcoin have a little bit of a pullback. So it's come back from 2,800 right down to about sitting 2,481 at the moment, which is healthy. I'm sort of glad it did, because it was sort of building a little bit of anxiety everywhere. No one really knew how far it was going to go and what was happening to all the other coins as they were having a very strong pullback. But it's good to see that some of my coins have actually made a recovery today, and I'm sort of back to where I was. But guess what? That's the journey and the emotional ride at the moment. We're sort of still learning about what's happening on the market and who's influencing what, and how Bitcoin and Ethereum due to their growth and the little swings in market energy is going to affect coins on a day-to-day basis or a week-to-week basis, and so it's sort of absorbing all of that right now. So the next 6 months is going to be really interesting. It sort of feels like it's the eye of the storm at the moment, because we had that first 3 months of just crazy injection of capital, and we've seen a couple of pullbacks in the last 2 weeks, which is a good thing. Like I say, we need these. We need it to settle down and so probably pull our heads in a little bit in regards to you can't just have these amazing gains all the time. So good to see Bitcoin come back down, and like I said, a lot of the coins have made a recovery, and even Ripple's having a bit of a jump today, first time in a couple of weeks. So who knows what's going on over there. But yeah, I won't go too far into all these coins. Obviously, it's just another day in the crypto world. But what I did want to discuss today, and I've been reading some blogs on Steemit, and having a conversation with a friend about a bubble, or what was it, the dot-com bubble, so the early 2000s, early 90s or middle of 90s leading up to the year 2000. There was a bit of a dot-com bubble, and there were a lot of companies coming out, lots of IT companies coming out and giving it a real shake at the market and trying to grab and cement themselves within a really competitive market and industry. And obviously when there's a new tech, there's a lot of excitement, and a lot of entrepreneurs come out of the woodwork and really want to have a good go at securing maybe a future in something that they're interested in, such as IT at that time. So now we've got the blockchain, and I was talking to my friend about whether or not this is comparable, and I sort of said, well, probably not, in the sense that yes, there's a lot of energy, and yes, not all of these coins are going to survive. A lot of them are going to die. And the reason why, and I've mentioned this in previous videos, and that's got to do with, you can't just have a blockchain and a currency and expect to do really, really well. Especially when you've got certain other currencies and other coins that have just got that faith or public interest. Those coins are going to do a lot better, and especially when you've got corporate interests involved, they're going to definitely survive the long run. Will there be little pockets around the world? You might have, I was looking at Bitbean today. I mean, it's very speculative, but that might pick up some interest in certain areas around the world, and certain countries might adapt to these things, and they'll come and go. But the big thing, I think, is, and I've mentioned this before, is also niche and having services, and foundation in the network. So any of these cryptocurrencies that are either working together with others, or are creating bridges and gateways and avenues to seamlessly function together, is going to succeed, I believe, or they're going to do a lot better. And if they can cement all of these aspects of their business plan now and leading up into it takes time, next 3-5 years, you might find that they become the Sony or the Sanyo or the what other Hisense of the cryptocurrency world, to the Nike and the Adidas and the Reebok. And there's always going to be multiple companies that are going to be leaders. So you've got the currencies, we've got the blockchain, and its endless capacity for all sorts of different products and different services. We talk about information storage, and we talk about gaming credits, and we talk about, Ripple wants to use it as an exchange between banks. I mean, they're all niche markets, and I think they're all going to have some level of success if they can do the business side of things and create these and connections with corporate interests. But yeah, so I think the big thing I had here was blockchain versus currency versus service. I believe there's going to be a pocket or a group of currencies that are going to do really well, and then there's going to be a group of blockchain niche market service-based cryptocurrencies. And they will be currencies and they will have tokens, but they'll offer, probably you'll find that they'll adapt into more service-based orientated blockchains. So look out for that, and I think when you're researching what you want to invest in, that's what I'm looking for. I'm just, it's really easy to get excited by a name and a pretty logo and all of these, 600 plus different coins on the market. It gets very confusing as a beginner. And I'd had this a little conversation not only half an hour ago with a friend on Facebook about what coins I thought were going to do a lot better, I basically spoke about this and mentioned a few that I think are going to hang around. But yeah, definitely look at that. Now, I've got a website that I came across. I could do a separate video on this, but I've decided stuff it. It doesn't really interest me a lot, in the sense that I'm not emotionally connected to this particular ICO, and I think there's a lot of ICOs going on at the moment, and I think some of the exchanges, from what I'm reading, are almost expecting new coins to have an ICO before they actually accept them on the exchanges, because I think there's been a lot at the beginning. There are a lot of not scam coins, but just people use the word shit coin, I don't know, minnow coins that didn't have the depth or the business planning to survive, and they've been delisted off these exchanges since. And I think the exchanges are being a little bit more diligent in regards to who they bring on. So it's very, very important that these companies do things probably the right way, and obviously if they've got some finances behind them, I think you're definitely going to do a little bit better than some of these other ones that are scraping the barrel all the time. So Monaco is one that I came across. Now I actually found this on, they're doing some advertising on YouTube, which means they've got some financial backing to be able to support advertising, which is a good sign. Any company that spends money and reinvests themselves into marketing is going to have a result. YouTube's a very, very broad market, so we'll see what happens. So what I was just going to do is, what Monaco are doing, it's a currency, and they're talking about a card. People were talking about Dash bringing out a card, and it hasn't arrived yet, and there's been this speculation. People need to be able to use their cryptocurrencies in a seamless fashion and in a way that they are accustomed to. We've got these swipes, EFT, FPOS, and you've got your ATM machines and things like that. The mainstream public are going to probably want that initially, because that's where their confidence is. They know they've adapted to that. So I think a couple of these currencies that come out and promote cards are going to do probably a little bit better in regards to obtaining a certain market share. So I'm just going to play the video on Monaco just so you get a bit of a feel for what it is, and I'll shut up.
The Ethereum economy has been growing exponentially over the last few years, but it's still far from mass market adoption. That's where Monaco Visa Card and app come in. A beautifully simple product that makes spending, sending and exchanging ERC20 tokens as easy as swiping a credit card.
What Monaco gives you is the ability to spend your Ether and Bitcoin with a physical Visa card. Anywhere in the world, Visa is accepted, no matter online or offline. So what happens when you swipe the Monaco card is actually two things. Number one, you get the perfect interbank exchange rates on the fiat currencies like US dollar, Euro, Japanese yen, British pound. You've got more than 20 of them available at launch. And number two, you only spend the exact increment in Ether or Bitcoin, just enough to cover the Visa transaction. So as a result, you're able to save 30 to 40 euro on every 500 euros you spend with Monaco card, plus keep all the upside of your remaining cryptocurrency appreciating in your wallet. We think this is a phenomenal product for anybody who is a part of the blockchain community. We've been working on this for almost 12 months now. We've self-funded the development. We have solved compliance issues, the scaling problems. We've got proprietary technology behind it. We are announcing the MCO token creation event to share the future success of Monaco with all our supporters.
Monaco Card is creating the MCO tokens for a limited amount of time. Only a fixed number of tokens will be created for the crowdfund sale. The tokens will be sold at a discount rate for early buyers. If the cap is reached, we'll continue to create and sell MCOs for 7 days. This will protect those who wish to participate in an event if the tokens are sold quickly. Given the interest that the product has received over the past 6 months, it's likely that demand will exceed supply.
The MCO asset contract is an absolutely essential part of the MCO token creation event. Every time you spend your Bitcoin, Ether, or any other ERC20 token with your Monaco Visa card, we will charge a 1% software license fee. All those fees are going to be automatically sent to the asset contract. And over time, all the ERC20 tokens will accumulate inside the contract. It is expected that the ERC20 tokens will appreciate in value over time, so there is going to be a tremendous amount of value accrued for the holders of the CO token. We believe that the 1% fee is perfectly acceptable for our customers. Reason being, they're going to save 5 to 8 times more on the perfect interbank exchange rates that we provide.
When we build our product, we always focus on the value it brings to our users. We push ourselves hard to make the app simple and intuitive to use. With Monaco, you can spend and send money worldwide for free, and at the same time enjoy the best interbank exchange rate. Opening an account is as easy as taking a selfie. You can do it 100% with our app, and the whole process only takes 3 minutes.
Fundamentally, there are 2 broad groups of customers for whom Monaco Card has been built. 1. Cryptocurrency holders who want to spend globally in the most convenient and efficient manner. 2. Fiat-only customers who spend in foreign currency and are now facing excessive levels of fees charged by banks. While the funding sources for Monaco Debit Card will differ for both customer groups, their use cases largely overlap and include outbound travel spend. We are specifically excited about serving 100 million or more China travelers, some of whom may be interested in funding their travel spend with cryptocurrency. Cross-border online shopping in foreign currency, inbound remittance, sending money back home. Cumulatively, the size of these 3 market opportunities for Monaco exceeds $1 trillion per year. Limited edition Monaco Visa Black cards will be issued to the first 999 customers. Each of the cards will have a unique number engraved from 1 to 999, accompanied by the words founding member. The priority of the numbers will be decided after the creation event according to the following rules. 1 to 499 for the largest number of MCO tokens held, and 500 to 999 for the first 500 holders based on contribution timestamp. At launch, this perfect interbank exchange rates and triple the free monthly ATM withdrawal limit. To find out more, please download our white paper available at mona.co/whitepaper. To participate in the MCO token creation event, please pre-register at mona.co/register.
So there you go. It's a very interesting proposal they have, and I think it's actually, even just watching that, well presented video, and you can see they understand their market that they're going to target, and I might even have a little bit harder at this and to get my head around whether or not I want to get involved. I know that the MCO token is still on. I think it's on now. So something worth looking at. But again, this is what I'm talking about. This is a blockchain and a crypto that's delivering services that people are familiar with. That's going to entice confidence that will mean that a mainstream or a conservative person may feel a little bit more comfortable to getting involved in. So, especially if they're targeting certain markets like China, I think they're going to do well. So, Monaco. Look, I'm going to leave it there. That was quite a long little video, and yeah, I appreciate everyone that's tuning into these. I'm enjoying sort of learning more about what's ahead and what's going on, and just joining the dots, a bit like on this picture here, getting a greater understanding of what we can expect. And research is king, and anyone that's doing that's probably going to have a better result from an investment point of view, and it's always good to be in the loop. So thanks for watching. If you've got any advice, or you've got some feedback on Monaco, or you know a little bit more, or something that I've missed, please leave that in the comments, and go over to my steamit.com page, and you can also comment there. Thanks guys.